gonna yell at you.
Recording is on.
There's my girl. So what I want you to do right now is, in order for me to connect, he's funny. He talks to you like you're a daughter. Was he really like your mentor and stuff like that? Okay, because he's saying, oh, so, like that, just over and like, hang on, hold on. Did he call you a nickname though?
I don't get like a lot of nicknames.
Yeah, sorry, because he's saying like short names too. So I hear syllables, so it's like pop or pop up or pop up up, and so there's others that come along in here, and we'll go into that too. But he's coming up first, like like, oh, let me tell you, everything's fine, but let me get into that more. So with that, I'm gonna zone out for about 90 seconds to kind of connect with you, and then get with him a little bit more. But with you, I need you to, for those 90 seconds too, I need you to remember all the really good times. And I need you to remember and feel the love that you had for this person. Okay? Like to a point where it gives you that tickle in your throat, that type of thing. And so I'm going to count down from 5. Mm-hmm. And then while I'm in my area for 90 seconds, I need you to be there. And then we're going to start the channeling. Okay? Okay.
Okay.
So let's get into it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. I know that's not 90 seconds, but it's okay. Are you afraid you're going to disappoint him?
Okay. Yeah, a little bit.
Don't feel that way. That's one of the things that he had me write down. Oh, did you know she's afraid she's going to disappoint me? And he's like, oh no, that's not going to happen. He's a very calm man right now. Hang on. Hang on. Everywhere. Are you the baby?
Of my family, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Cool. He's talking about you being the youngest. I'm asking like, where's the position in the part of your family? There's always phrases going on in my head. He's talking about, is there like a bigger age gap between you and like the middle kid, or you and the one above you? Is there like 4 or 5 years?
Yeah, 3 years between me and my brother.
Cool. Awesome sauce. Cool. Me and my sister are 16 months apart. So I'm like putting that as a double age gap. Hang on. Hang on. Because he talks about you always being like the odd one out. Like you were always the odd one out. And he's talking about really like picking that up with him and like taking care of it. Hang on. Sister. Hold on. Is your brother not doing so well right now?
He should be fine.
Is he making questionable decisions? Your brother?
I'm not sure.
Gotcha. Okay. Sorry, he's just talking about, he like points to him and he shows me a magnifying glass, so it's like seeing what he's doing or making questionable decisions or something like that. There's like a watch out vibe. Not saying we're dying, nothing along that lines, but it's like where you're going in life. Hang on.
Okay. Well, he's a lawyer too, so he makes a lot of decisions.
Oh, he's constantly, okay. That's why he's constantly going. Okay. Is he on the, I don't know what the sides are. Does he help the bad person all the time?
No, he's a prosecutor.
He's the prosecutor. Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hang on. I guess that'd be called a defense, right? Oh, see, I'm learning too right now. Hang on. Hold on. So it's interesting when he's taking me back to when people were kids. Did you live with him for a little bit, or was you just always over there 24/7?
We were always over there.
Perfect.
We were
Okay.
there a lot of times.
Okay, because he's talking about like showing me just everyday activities constantly being there. That's why I'm like, okay, hang on. I left her. Wait, so he was married?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, he was married to my grandma, and then they split up, and then they got back together.
Okay, so that's why he calls beautiful wife. Okay, gotcha. Hang on. Hold on. Did you watch him be in pain?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, because he says I didn't want her to watch me be in pain specifically. Hang on. They always make a lot of comments on that. Hang on. Hard time getting people in there. Was he in the hospital for a while and they had a hard time getting people in there?
He was kind of off and on in the hospital.
Okay. He's talking about
not right before he passed.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about that. He's just bringing me down his life road and like what's going on. He's talking about all these different like stupid struggles that are happening and how it's ridiculous. And I'm like, okay, I'm so sorry about that. And he's trying to show me. Hang on. Hold on. Did he have heart issues?
Yes.
Yeah. He's talking about having a lot of pressure. He's making me feel pressure here. So I don't know if that's also going on with his passing and what's happening. Hang on. He said he tried to keep himself in better health. He said he was always up and around doing things. Was he constantly moving all the time before all this stuff?
I think he tried to.
Yeah, he's talking about he's not like this fitness guru person, but he's like, oh, I tried to keep myself in health. I'm like, what did you do for it? Like, how did this work? Hang on. He's talking about you. Were you the I wish she could get that back. Only person that took your time. Were you the only person like living close to home or living close to him when all because he's talking about you being the only person that would really take the time with him. Is that a thing?
Yeah, I would always go out and help him if he needed it, or go take care of their animals or whatever, because I'm the only grandchild living in town.
That's okay, because he just said, I'll repeat it again. He said she's the only person that would go out and like take time for me or take care of me, like take time for me. Hang on. Lovely. Hold on. Now I'm asking him about that. Hang on. Hold on. Did they have a? Now I'm asking about animals. Did they have a bigger animal compound and then they scaled it back, or bigger for animals and they scaled it back?
Yeah, they used to live out on a ranch and they rented that, and then they moved closer to town, and they had cows and goats and a bunch of stuff, chickens.
Wow, so they did have it all. Okay, because he gives me an image of like going over this large lot with all these things, and he takes it, he like scrunches it all down, and I'm like, oh, so you did scale it back a whole lot.
Yeah, they had tons of longhorns, and then they scaled down to just a few, and now they only have one bull left, but yeah.
He did long. Oh wow. Oh, that's so cool. Hang on. Hold on. Did they have pigs? A long time ago? Long time ago.
They might have.
Okay.
Maybe before me, but.
Okay. It's been a while. Hang on. He's making a joke. He's like, I want to see you get out there and get on one of those longhorns, and see how long you last. And I'm like, well, maybe I would. I'm like, that may be a thing. Hang on.
You could on his bull.
Really?
Oh yeah, he's a dog. He's a puppy dog. You can go pet him.
Oh my God. Hold on. Did they never brand that bull?
I don't think so.
Okay. I know that's so random because I asked him, I said, well, was it like cattle for feed or what? Or like, did you raise it as a kid? And he goes, I never branded that bull. And I'm like, oh, okay. Go and look for me. That's a weird thing to say from him. Hang on. Oh. Hold on. That was my sweetie. Hang on. Did he want to get him a girlfriend?
He might have.
Okay. Sorry. I know that's random
but I don't
too.
think my grandma would allow anyone.
He's going like this to him. He's like, I always wanted to get you a girlfriend, like that, like talking to the bull. And I'm like, okay, hang on. Hang on. He passed it home?
Yeah.
Cool. Because he's talking about people finding him, and I'm like, okay, so that would. Sorry, we jumped very quickly to another subject. This is what they do. Hang on. He literally just fell out at home, didn't he? He says, and I went kerplow, like, meaning like he just, no real warning that went along with this. Hang on. Did you come over to the house when the ambulances and everything were there? Okay, because he's showing, perfect. He's showing all the lights and everything. He's showing like you running up, like it's like a movie scene in my head. Hang on. Did he have stints before?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. He keeps showing me like little bridge crossings, and that's my thing for stints. I'm like, okay. My signs are so weird in my head. Hold on. Did they try to revive him and he was still there for a little bit, but then they it was done?
Yeah, they did do CPR on him when they got out there.
Perfect. Okay. Only reason I'm getting that is because he's talking about having people asking him, is he awake? Is he awake? Or can he hear? Can he hear? And they're talking about them trying to revive him. He's talking about the pain and the pressure. And then he's talking about at that point, you're there when they're trying to revive him, correct? Correct.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Because he's like merging your two stories together. And he's talking about, did they get a pulse, but they never could get it back fully? Like they got a thing, but they never could get it back?
I'm not sure because when I got out there, he had been gone.
So okay.
Maybe before I got there.
Okay, because he's talking about he's showing me like they got a beep and then nothing. And I'm like, oh, so there's no like hardcore. Anyways, it's me going too far into him. Hang on with that. Hang on. Wow. Hold on. Daily routine. Was he in like the kitchen or something when he passed?
He was outside on the porch.
Okay, he's talking about I was up doing my daily routine. Like that's just like normal every day, and he's putting me like going through everything. Hang on. Did he have a brother that passed as well?
Yes.
Okay, because I asked him. He says right before it happened, he says, I saw my mom, I saw my brother. I said, oh, hang on. No, I wasn't scared. He said it jumped up and got me in the back like that. Hang on. Was it cardiac related that actually killed him?
It might have been. He was running on like 24% of his heart and his kidneys were failing. So
Oh, my poor sweetie. That's okay. Yeah, because he keeps referencing back to that. And I'm like, but then I ask him, like, and he's talking about just falling out. Like, that's it. And I'm like, oh, it's not this Shindo. Hang on. Hold on. Hold on. Because you were you going to come over anyways that day?
I think so, or my mom was.
Okay. It's something about
I probably would have made it over there anyways.
Gotcha. Okay. It's something about like, oh, well, they were all going to come over here anyways that day. I'm like, well, that's really hardcore. Like, you got everything there. Hang on.
It's a very big invite.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Hang on. Hang on. I wrote things. Hold on. Do we have something? He said they wrote things in leather for me. Did we? I don't know what that means. Hold on.
Maybe his belt, I think, had his name. I'm trying to think.
Just keep that and think about it later. You'll just believe. He said they wrote things in leather. And I'm like, I don't know that sign. I've never heard that before. Hang on. Hold on. Too big for her now. Wait, so the mom still lives there? The grandmother, his wife, still lives there?
Yes.
Okay, because he says, oh, it's too big for her now, like that. And I'm like, okay, hang on. No one's there to keep them up. So nobody's keeping up the other stuff anymore. He says it's all like going away. Is that a thing?
Yeah, like she's gotten rid of some stuff and she's scaled down to they just have the one bull and then like she's got like 3 goats, I think.
Yeah, and then that's
she's
it.
Really scaled down.
Okay. Because he's talking about, oh, he's like, oh, it's just starting to go away now. They're just taking it down around. And I was like, why is that? Hang on. Were they married for almost 60 years, give or take?
Yeah.
Oh no, find that out for me
because he really long.
Okay. He says I said, well, what happened with your wife? He was like, oh, we were married for 60 years, give or take. And I'm like, oh, okay. Hang on.
I think the give or take is the break in between.
Oh, I guess so, probably. You're absolutely correct. Hang on.
Yeah. And that'd be about right because I think they got together because they had my mom. My grandma was like 18 and then they got married when he came back from Vietnam. So that'd probably be about 60 years. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Oh, so he was wait, hold on. My dad shows up when people are in the military, and I was wondering why he shows up. Sorry, my dad's dead. But because my dad was an officer, and whenever people were in the military, he always shows up because they all like to shoot the shit together. That's like a thing, and so that's why I'm like, this guy has to be because he's here right now. Hang on, hold on. Was he actually like a gunman though? Do you know?
I think he was a medic. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, because he's showing like he was in a very strategic spot. Anyways, was he on a hill? Do you know if he was on a hill, like he was a part of that battle?
I'm not sure.
Okay, I don't know. Look into that. They're talking about it. Well, anyways, that's a whole nother thing. Hang on. Was he Army though?
Yes.
Okay. So he's showing green, and I asked him if he was Marines, and he was like, I'm not that crazy. And I was like, Marines are great. Okay. I dated a couple. Hang on. Hang on. Wade. Did he have 3 kids altogether?
4.
Perfect. Okay. Is this your mom's dad?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. I said, who is it? I said, so how does, her father? He was like, oh, no, that's my daughter. Like reaching to her. I was like, oh, okay. Hang on. is Mr. Bob, is he he said he didn't settle there. Is he from a different part of the country and then came back and settled in another place? Like from where he's from originally?
I think because he moved around because like his dad was from like West Virginia or something, and then they lived in Panaca and then moved to here in Ely.
Oh wow, so yeah, so okay.
So,
Hang on. So he's talking about, I said, so how did you feel about the town like now that you didn't grow up in it? And he's like, oh no, I'm from over here. And I'm like, but you lived here forever. Like this is your place. Hang on. He's talking about you. He's talking about, he says you need to be less hard on yourself. And he says, hold on. He says that you, or the way it feels, is like you think a million thoughts and then you get very frustrated with those million thoughts. And then you say, fuck it, no thoughts. Like, it's almost like,
yes.
Yeah, that's the best way. He gives me this image and all these feelings. And I'm like, how am I going to put this in the word? Yeah.
That's exactly what I do. I was explaining that to my mom over the weekend. I was like, I have all these things to do and I get overwhelmed and then I say screw it and I don't do anything.
That's what because he says before, he's like, I hear her when she talks to me. I hear her when she's asking me for guidance. And then he gives me that narrative, like how you're like, okay, this is it. And then it's like, but this, well, just fuck it. I don't even know. And then that's what he's showing. And he's like, if she just calms it down, this will go here. Hang on. Why do you feel like you're not getting anywhere in life right now? I feel like you're doing a good job.
I don't know. I just don't. I'm not sure why. I just feel like
you just feel stuck
about my job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like in a rut.
Yeah, you definitely are. I can feel it, but it's almost like you don't have a point to focus on. You just feel like right now, like everything, this is how it's going to be, and it's going to be the same level of crap for forever. And like, I don't want you to feel that way. And we'll get into who you are and like all of that. That's why I was saying I want to get into you too. Don't hang on. He says wait, what does the older brother do? The older one. Because it's you and
like my brother, or
yeah, your brother.
Because he's the lawyer.
Okay.
He's the prosecuting attorney.
Okay. Because he keeps saying you have big shoes to fill. Like you're automatically trying to like push yourself up. Hang on. I think you need to get out of Dodge of that town. Have you ever thought about moving?
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay, so there's a thing, and we'll get into why that's being said. So it's almost like everything that you can get in the area, that you have like this essence about you that's very free, that's super free and outgoing, and not even outgoing, but just the only picture he shows me is like standing on the edge of a cliff and like feeling the wind underneath your arms, like just standing there and like allowing things to air and breathe out, which usually means when they show me that you need either a change of scenery or you need to have time by yourself to reflect, but without anybody else's opinions going on about it. And you really need to trust your inner self and your inner judgment and your inner guidance. And we'll get into that in the whole thing. So what he's talking about, it's almost like shed who you are old and then bring out this new, because you're forever changing and always going through these different things. Just everything that you're in right now is not serving you. It's almost like this is the old portion of your skin that we're trying to get away so we can hop into this new body or this new self. And that's, hold on. Wait, you're in a relationship now?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
He says you're in a relationship now that you can't get away from. Are you okay with the relationship you're in right now?
Yeah, and we have a child together, so that might be.
That's okay. Okay. Yeah, definitely can't get away. I have an ex-husband with a child. I totally get it, right? I get
Yeah.
to spend the next weekend with my new husband. Hello. Hang on. Hang on. Hold on. Did you have a girl?
I had a little boy.
You had a boy. Okay. Okay. Then who has a little girl? Nobody yet? Okay. Hang on there.
No.
Sorry, kids represents like younger girl, younger girl. Hang on. Hang on. Did he just pass last year?
Yes.
Okay. I'm asking him like, so what have you seen? Have you seen baby and everything like that? It's a toddler, correct? It's not a baby. Do you have?
He's 8 months old.
Oh my god, so it is oh.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Okay. Hang on. Hold on. He said just missed me. Wait, so baby was born after he passed?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm like, so you got to see him. That's great. And he said, just missed me like that. I was like, oh, hang on. Hold on. There was a whole lot of nervousness going along with that pregnancy, too. I don't know what was happening there. Hang on. There's like a It's like a fretting and a worry about you during that time period. I don't know. I think it's him, but there's something else that's going on with that. I don't know if I want to get back in there yet. Hang on. Hang on. Hold on. Mm. Were you going to switch the kid's name for him or talked about it?
I think I talked about it, but
Yeah. I'm like, you didn't do it.
his name is no, his name has pretty much been his name since we found out we were having a boy.
Yeah, correct. Because he says, oh, they would have switched his name for me. He's like, but they didn't. I was like, well, that's interesting. It's like there was talk about it. I acknowledge that. I know that. Hang on. Did you take pictures with the baby and his stuff or something like that?
No.
He's just showing me a jacket and he's associating it with a kid. And I'm like, I don't know what this means. It's not like swaddling in him or anything like that. It's something. Hang on. Hold on. Oh, maybe he's talking about taking him to the ranch all the time, taking him over there all the time. Hang on. Hang on. Let me see what he means about that. Hold on. If he could have had the type of life that we had. Hang on. That's inside. I don't know why he keeps flashing his jacket. I don't know why he keeps flashing his jacket. There's no other tie to it besides baby and jacket. Unless you have his jacket. But I don't know because he's not putting it in your space. I don't know why that would be. Hang on. Hold on. That's weird. Sorry, it's me trying to figure out his sign. I'm like, yeah. Hang on. With him, hang on. Hold on. How they're waiting for her. Did they bury him?
Yes.
Yeah. He's talking about having a spot for her. I was like, does she have you with him? Is this the whole thing? And he's like, no, there's a spot. Hang on. Hold on. Just on the outside of town. Hang on. I didn't want that. Gonna be moving soon. Hang on. He's talking about with you it's not there yet. I'm asking about you. Are you trying to move into a house? Are you trying to save up to move into a house or something like that? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. He shows me house with you, and then I'm like, okay, they're in it. He's like, no, and he shows me putting money in the bank, and I'm like, oh, okay, hang on. Do you want to have your other kid very close to this one?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just that may be where the little girl part is coming from, because he
That's what I was thinking.
he puts them like right next to each other. Are you trying to get pregnant right now?
Not right now, but we talked about trying pretty soon.
Okay. Like he's showing them like that. That's why I'm like, okay. So mark my words. Hold on. Let's think about days for that too. Hang on. By August. Okay. Message me in August and let me know if you're pregnant.
Okay.
Okay. By EOD. Keep this. Just email me. Okay. So just be like, I am, or you suck, whichever one. It doesn't. I bet you there's 99.99999% it's I am. But I feel like it is going to definitely be a girl that comes around with that the second time, because that's what he ties in with that. Now, another thing with this is I want to get. Do you have any questions for him right now? He's very fine. He's happy. He's okay where he's at. He's not. He definitely didn't stay around the house, which is interesting for how he passed, because normally they hang out around the house for a few months or a few weeks. He's definitely watching you, not in a weird, creepy way, but in a good way. Knows your struggle, right? Knows your struggle. People always think of it in a physical sense, and it's not. They're always around. Knows the struggle and the strive, but it's really like he's been trying to get to you to guide you, but it's kind of like there's just so many other things or like thoughts in the way that it's not allowing that to happen. Do you have any questions for him right now?
One thing that I'm just trying that I struggle with is, like, why couldn't he be there when my son was born?
He's talking about handing. So you had a great labor and a good birth, correct?
Yeah.
Cool. Because I said usually they'll pass if something traumatic is going to happen to you, because they help, like they need more manpower. And he shows me, like he said, well, who do you think had to hand him to you, like that? And he shows me like perfectly beautiful type of, like it's what you see on the movies as far as labor and goes. So it like worked out great. So I'm like, oh, you rat, like you just had to do that instead. Hang on. But why couldn't he be there for the son? Hang on. He said, well, honey, everybody has to die sometime. Hang on. Hold on.
Well, I know, but
I know. Hang on. Was it in the middle of the week when he passed?
it was on. I think it was on a Sunday.
Really? Okay. Hang on. Find that out and let me know, because he's talking about being like on a random, very inappropriate day. Hang on.
I can find out right now.
Hang on.
Yeah, it was on a Sunday.
Was it? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on. He said he was really excited for it. Hang on. Wait, would that be? Yeah, that would be. Would that be his first great grandchild?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because he's talking about that would have been my first one. He was like, I was really excited. This would have been my first one. I'm like, oh, hold on. He said, nope, can't give it to you. There's nothing I could have done. He's definitely taking into offense of like, it wasn't his choosing to go. It just so happened to be, because he's like, it's perfect. So there's, hold on. He's almost like showing in a way too that if God, if he would still be around and you have that baby, you would be over there all the time. Is that not correct?
I would try to be, yeah.
Yeah, because he's showing about how you're with your own family a whole lot now. Like you're constantly in that environment all the time. You're not so much like out with them anymore or anything like that. And so he's talking about, it's almost like, this is going to sound really weird, but just roll with me on this. It's almost like it's like trying to build the infrastructure of your own family more. I don't know. He's almost like building up this pyramid, like the three of you versus building up this pyramid over here. I don't know. It's like you need to take care of your own family now. It's weird. It's almost like a rite of passage. I don't know what that means. I'm like, I would say take it as a really good thing though. Hang on.
Okay.
You said, I love to see it. You had family, you had everybody there. Hang on. Brought him into our. Hang on. We're the host for everything. He does love you. He's talking about how the whole family came together. He's talking about how were they the hosts for everything or most things when family get-togethers and stuff would happen?
Yeah, for the most part.
Okay. Sorry, they're like we're the host for everything now, like host over there. Do you not go to your, I'm gonna call him husband. Do you not go to your husband's in-laws families a whole lot?
No, not really. They kind of live far away and
Gotcha. Okay, because that's where he's at. I'm like, well, why didn't you go over there? And he's talking about how it doesn't happen as much, or like how it doesn't really happen. Like this is the whole thing that goes into it. Hang on. He says, I love her. I'll be here. Said when the time comes, it'll be. Hang on. He says, take care of your grandmother. She's not going to go kicking and screaming. So grandmother has quite a few years left on her. Are you okay with that?
Well, I'm sure. Oh yeah, just
yeah. She has like at least like 10 to 15. I mean, and she's like what, in her late 70s?
Yeah, she's I think 76.
Really? Okay. I mean, so she's gonna be around to like 87, 88, like 90. She's here for a long time. So
my great grandma, her mother is 92, so that doesn't surprise me, and I kind of figured.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. As he with that, I said, well, what about the grandmother? I said, we can't lose her. And he was like, oh, she's not going to go out without kicking and screaming. She's in it for the long haul. And I'm like, oh my God. Oh, yeah, he definitely loves you. So don't feel like you're alone. He pops in and out. He likes to take care of other people too and make sure that they're okay. But I want to get into you too and how you tick. And then we're going to have him guide us to what is your date of birth?
January 21st, 1993.
Okay, hang on. 1993. That was a good year. And then what city were you born in?
Ely, Nevada.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to look at you. Nevada person. Nevada or Nevada? How do we say it?
Nevada.
Nevada? All right.
Either way, it doesn't matter.
We're from Texas. We say Nevada. We say I get it. Okay. Yeah, you. Ooh. Hold on. Oh. No wonder you feel stuck. But you see, man, it's really hard for you to make strong decisions, and it's really hard for you to make strong decisions in relationships. Like really hard. Why is it? How do you say it? Do you ever come in relationships and you're like, I don't know, maybe back and forth? Do you ever do that?
Yeah.
all the time.
In past relationships I had.
Yeah, you've gotten a lot better now, and that's the person you're trying not to be, and that's going to be the thing. It's almost like when you're trying to figure out what you want to do and what you love to do, you can't really ever settle on it because it's always like, oh, this would be great, this would be great, this would be great. But you also have to have like more of a spiritual meaning behind it too. I don't know if you feel like you're very spiritual, but you can be very easily, and I think that's one of the reasons why you block out a lot of this stuff, because you're like, fuck it, it doesn't make sense, done right. And with that being said too, you have a lot of, what do you call it, gumption about you. When you get on something, you want it to be done, and you want it to be done now and then, and you want it to be done correctly. Another thing is that you're always pushing towards something, so you're always going to be somebody's grounding thing, and nothing that they can say is going to move you, so you're almost unshakable and unsinkable. The only thing though about you is that you have this lightness, you have like this air quality, you also have this quality where you need to be a little bit more free, and you need to allow yourself to be a little bit more free. And I think with, you really want family, you really want grounding, but you also have to have a lot of personal time for yourself to really convince yourself that that's where you need to go. There's a whole lot of convincing going on. Another thing with this is when you fight, or the type of job that you're going to have, or the type of career that you would need, or like the type of thing that you want for the rest of your life. You want something that is going to bring, I guess you would say, prosperity and like an innate, intense relationship around a family, or around a family feature. So you'd be really, really, really good. If you want to do stay-at-home mom for whenever you have 2 kids, damn it, you are going to be the best fucking thing in the entire world, because that's going to be your job, and that is what you want to do. If you wanted to go out and be the director of nursing at a hospital, you'd actually be really good at that too, by the way. You got into it because you're able to take care of people. You're also able to see like these really hardcore, tough decisions and see them through and have a clear-cut path, but you're also very inventive. And so right now it almost feels like we've put yourself in this cute little box without opening the top, and you're screaming to get out, but you have the ability to open the top of it. You're just not doing it. So where do you want to go? You also are all into, you want to get out, you want to see things, you want to explore the world. Like that's why I'm saying like a move for you, or like just a different place of scenery would have like this big refreshing thing. And so buying a house is really good, but I need you to just live for a second, or it's for you, it's thought. So you have to be able to have your mind free. What have you been wanting to do, and what directions have you been thinking about going? And we can figure out if they're good or not.
Well, because I really want to travel, it just hasn't been able. I haven't been able to do that.
Yeah.
And so that's a lot of the thoughts about getting out, because like I love living in Ely. It's a small town, and I love living here. But yeah, I do like to get out and get away for a minute, and then just kind of get away, like just breathe a little, and then go back home.
Yeah, that's correct. That's one of the things in that calling that you're feeling. I mean, I know with having a baby, that's hard too. Believe me, I've had those struggles as well. But I think when you get to that point, it'll be amazing. Now, I also feel a whole lot of things really shifting for you in like the next 3 years. What is hold on. Does the husband work? We're going to call him husband. Does he work outdoors a lot or something like that? Or is he like all up in stuff with his hands? What is he doing?
He's an electrician at the mine.
Oh, wow. Okay. So yeah. Okay. Wow. Sorry. I've never had that.
Right on.
Because they're showing him being outside, because I can feel the breeze. And then they show him like doing, and I'm like, what is he doing with all this shit? Like, what do we do with this? Okay, that's interesting. Hang on. I feel like there's going to be a lot of shifting to do with you in like the next 3 years. Like, I feel like everything's going to be very different. have you guys ever thought about, they keep showing me back to the trees. Have you guys ever thought about moving either like up north or over to the East Coast, like for those sets of mountains over there?
No, we've never talked about it.
Okay, so there's something to deal with either moving to trees or moving in trees. So I don't know. Can his job shift to like a different location?
Not with the current company, but he could probably get a job anywhere.
Okay, so there's something about shifting or like moving further away, and that's going to be uprooting you. I know at this point you're wanting to settle down. I do think the second kid is definitely a big thing that's coming up. I do think with you too, you really need, hold on. You really need to be out there like commanding people and some level you're on down the line, because I'm looking at like you have to have this sense of artistic and craft about you, but you're almost like, that's bullshit, I don't have time for it. And then that's literally what it's saying. Oh, wait, you're not like artsy in the least bit?
Kind of,
but
like I don't have patience for it.
That's why I'm like, it's like, oh, we need to be artsy, but then it's like, oh, that's bullshit, that's where it is. Hang on. Have you ever wanted to go into like business or medical?
I'm in medical right now. I'm an ultrasound technician or technologist. Yeah.
You are. Good job. I was like, you'd be fucking great at that. So good. You're in the perfect area. Hang on. I need you at some point later on down the line. Have you ever thought about going and getting like your degree in radiology fully?
Yeah, because I have a X-ray like degree.
Yeah.
And then, but I haven't gotten my ultrasound degree yet.
Okay.
But working towards it. Yeah.
You're getting there and you're doing a good job, and that's exactly the area you need to be in. The only thing with you is really strive for this point that I'm going to tell you. So you are so much better when you're telling other people what to do than being told yourself. Mm-hmm. Like you are. And that's not a bad thing, but this is the whole thing. If you got even higher in that level, so like let's say you were the head person, or you became the radiologist that scanned the images as well and stuff like that, you are so good at feeling the needs of the patient. You're so good at keeping them calm. You're so good at your bedside manner and how you feel about something. But you are also, you need to be able to almost like care for people and take everything into your own hands. So in a way, like when you get a little bit older, kids are a little bit more grown. If you wanted to go and be like the top person in that, really go after it, because you would be bomb. You'd be like, this is your shit, this is yours, this is yours. You would tell them this is what's going on. Like you would be amazing at it. Now that also goes on with you, like don't talk yourself out of it, Toots, because you're going to be the queen of doing that. The back and forth, am I good, am I not, bullshit, shut up. That's going to always be your underscore narrative. And until it happens, that's always going to be there. Another thing with this too is when you're thinking, and this is how to quiet your mind, when you think, you're very, very brilliant on the inside. You have all these thoughts and ideas, but for some reason you call them stupid a lot, and I don't know why. But calm that down and just focus on one area and just go with it. And everywhere you're at right now is exactly where you're meant to be. But I do feel like there's going to be a shift in like 3 years, like a big shift. So I don't know if it's like a big move. It goes along with that. And they're talking about to the trees, because I know damn well where you're at right now. There's no trees. Is that a thing? Yeah. Okay.
There's no trees where I'm living right now.
Yeah. I'm like, I know there's a couple places in Nevada that have them, but I'm like, yeah, the area you're not, there's nothing out there.
We do have trees, but they're quite a few miles away.
Yep. Hang on. He said he wasn't a cowboy, he was just a ranch man. So he wasn't a cowboy, he was just a ranch man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because I called him.
No, he wasn't a cowboy.
That's what he said. I said, so cowboy, so what do you think about her? And he says, I'm not a cowboy. I'm a ranch man. I'm like, well, I am sorry for calling you that. My God. Wait, are you getting married next year or are you already married?
No, I'm not even engaged yet.
Okay. He's talking about getting married next year. I'm just calling him that's why I'm like, I'm just calling him your husband right now. Hang on. Hold on. Does your husband, I'm going to call him husband again. Does he not know what he wants to do yet? Your boyfriend?
Probably.
Because he's talking about, I asked your grandfather, I said, so what do you think of him? Is he good marriage material? And he says, oh, he's still trying to figure his own stuff out at this point. I was like, oh, he said he came from the school of hard knocks. I was like, oh, hang on. He said, found my granddaughter, got wrapped up in her. I was like, it was very straightforward. Hang on. He said that you brought him to the light side. So obviously you have a better family than his. So yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's what he's talking about. He said, you can't save them all, though. So just keep that in mind later on. Hang on. I also want to do real quick before I go, I want to look at your boyfriend's chart. Hang on. And see how y'all are together. When is his birthday?
July 10th, 93.
Okay. Hang on. Give you a good what you can expect. And then where was he born at? You know?
He was born in Utah.
Okay.
Pretty sure it was St. George, Utah.
St. George. Okay. Well, I see why you liked him. He also has a tendency to move a little bit too quick for you. He either doesn't say what he means all the time or he moves a little too quick. He has and he hides it away, then he gets kind of mad when you don't actually know it. He's more of a girl than you are. Not in a bad way. Like it's more of like I hide my emotions, you know? You're like, what? Just out with it. Tell me. Yeah. He's very he talks like he's very into family, and he really wants one. Like it's a good thing. But he also has he could have a high rate of infidelity later on too. So watch that out for that. Just because his thoughts and how he feels, he's always onto the new hot thing, like internally. And I'm like, oh my God, that drives me nuts, but I get it. Also the way he loves. Has there already been infidelity here? Nothing.
In our relationship? No.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just looking at the charts and like both the signs that are in there, it's always like quick to move. He is really good though when it comes to work. Like he'll stay stuck on something for quite some time and not get off of it. Both you guys are kind of looking towards the exact same thing. So you both can learn a lot from each other. Y'all both can travel. You'd be great people to have your kid out on the road and stuff like that together. I think if you can just with him, if he can allow you to be free and happy and put up with how many thoughts are always going on in your head, which is a thing. And if you can take it down a notch and be a little softer to him and be a little nurturing because he gets butt hurt. It's okay. Like I think you guys could work out pretty well. But man, he moves fast and you better be ready when he does. You better be ready. Another thing with him, yeah, y'all are good equals for each other. Just he can get really, really moody and you can feel like nobody's listening to you, and then it turns into this like big snowball effect. But I mean, but at the end of it, he always needs to be in something that's going to make him feel like he's important and the man of the house and the person that's getting everything done. So I'm glad he's doing what he's doing. He needs to stay in some sort of like construction or something like that that really like drives him too. So he'd be really good owning his own company later on down the line. But you would have to be the person on the back end telling people that they're fired because he wouldn't be able to do it. So that, yeah, that's a whole other thing. So for right now, in closing, I want you to take 5 or 10 minutes and I want you to have a good breather and a good cry. Okay. Another thing is that if you have any questions, please email me. I will get back to you unless I'm asleep. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just anything. And you may have a weird dream tonight or tomorrow night. That's the thing that just happened with it. But that's always really good too. So just take a moment before you go out into the world, breathe, and then I'll send you a copy tomorrow. Re-listen to it, rewatch it, and then if you have any questions, email me. Okay.
Okay.
Love you.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Not a
Love
problem,
you
baby.
too. Thank you.
You're welcome.